Stop avoiding that one thing that you have to do today. In this video, I'll be discussing how everyone who wants a goal or wants to achieve anything, there's one thing that's gonna help you more than anything else. There's one thing that's above everything else. But here's the thing, not that thing, but here's the thing about that, which is it's really hard to do that one thing. It's very, very difficult. This is what's interesting about it. It's like usually the hardest thing to do is the thing you have to do. Usually the hardest thing to do gives the most gain, gives the most output, return. I'm gonna go into this little story to explain the concept. So, for example, something that I found difficult to do is start filming YouTube videos. It felt very difficult. I've wanted to do this my whole life. I've always wanted to be a YouTuber ever since I was like a little kid. But for some reason, I never actually created the channel. I never actually made the videos. Now I make a video every single day, and I make actually more than that. And I'm making short form content. I'm doing all this shit. And I love it, and it feels so good, man. It always puts me in a better mood. Like the fact that I'm doing this right now, I'm already in a better mood. It feels great, honestly. You know why? Because I feel like I'm connecting with someone. And even if I don't know who you are, I am connecting with you. And that's beautiful. That's amazing. It's fucking fantastic. Shout out to all the positive feedback I've been getting. There's been comments on my recent videos, people saying things like, yo, keep up the good work. Good job doing this in front of people. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for this. Thank you for that. I needed this. I needed that. Thank you. You're awesome. You understand, I needed that. I needed that. That positive feedback, it feels so good. And that's the thing. The thing you're avoiding, and whatever it is you're avoiding, and whatever it is you're trying to get better at, or whatever your goals are, I guarantee you, the moment you start doing them, you just get so much positive feedback right away. The moment you do it. I'm gonna go through some examples before I go into my story. So, actually, let me get back to my story. So yeah, nowadays I'm posting everything. But when I was younger, I was so scared to post. I was in my head about it. It felt like a lot of work. It felt overwhelming. You know, imagine starting from zero thinking, how the hell am I gonna be famous? A lot of you guys are in that boat and you're probably thinking, yeah, how the hell am I gonna be famous? Like, that sounds crazy. I mean, I can explain it to you right now. You just take the first step that you have to do and then stop overthinking everything. The next step gets revealed after doing that first step. And that's exactly how your whole progression works. Because I started making a video. I remember my first day I made a video. The moment I turned on the camera, the moment I started talking in the camera, I just felt so good. It felt good to like finally do the thing that I was scared of doing. And then I edited it. That felt fun. I posted it. That felt great. I got comments. I got views. I got all this. My first video ever was about how to make this like protein ice cream. And I remember it was inspired by this one famous YouTuber. His name was Greg Doucette. And what happened was he commented on my video saying, giving me a comment. He liked my shit, which is crazy. This guy I looked up to. First video ever, the guy I looked up to commented on my video. I got over 500 views. I got all these likes. Man, it felt so good. And then I ended up making another video. But guess what? It took me kind of a long time because, like I said, there's always going to be this resistance to your level up. And I can describe this in many different ways. It's almost as if your subconscious or your subconscious thinks, we're not at this level, so we can't act this way. Whether it's a way to speak, whether it's having a tattoo, whether it's dressing a certain way or making that YouTube channel. Your subconscious doesn't believe you're at that level or doesn't believe you're that person. And that's why you have all this internal resistance to do it. All this internal resistance. And then even worse, not just your subconscious, but other people feel the same way. And you might not just have internal resistance, but now you have everyone else telling you not to do the thing. So if you don't have this like strong conviction that you want to go forward, and that you understand that each level, each next thing gets more and more difficult, and all of it feels difficult, all of it feels like resistance. If you can't accept this thing, then you're never going to achieve the goal. Never. It's never going to happen. So, to transition, now I'm gonna give some examples. Actually, just the other day, I sat down, I started working on YouTube, and I started to go through it. And I'm telling you, up until that moment, I felt so much resistance to do it. I didn't want to do it. You might relate to this. There's something you're procrastinating. And instead of doing the thing itself, you literally do everything else. And you might even be doing things that are productive. You might even like avoid the main thing by doing other productive things, almost like tricking yourself that this is okay. You might start cleaning your room, you might start fucking around doing some other productive shit, you might start meditating, you might start reading. Telling yourself, tricking yourself that you're being productive when you're actually avoiding the main thing you gotta fucking do. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And you gotta minimize time in your day. You gotta minimize the time in your day when you're just bullshitting and not doing the thing you gotta do. Whether it's making a YouTube video, whether it's hopping on the sales call, whether it's studying the thing that you have to start doing, whether it's creating the business, whether it's approaching and learning how to become more socially confident, there's something you're lacking in, and there's something you are being called to get better at, but you're avoiding that first step. You're avoiding the main thing you gotta do. You're doing everything else. Instead of actually going out and socializing and practicing your skills, you're spending time on YouTube, just wasting your life. Instead of actually applying my advice, you just watch my videos. You actually don't apply it. Instead of actually going and starting the business, you're like listening to Hormozy, thinking you're making progress. You're not making no fucking progress. Learning without execution, learning without application is pointless. It's bullshit. It might even be worse. Because now you're just in your head. You're almost too smart for your own good. Which I think is like, it's very interesting. I think on a scale from very non-intelligent people to very intelligent people, the very non-intelligent people, they're not even thinking about anything. They don't even think they can achieve a goal. They're not thinking shit. Then there's one level up, which are people who are thinking of bigger things, are thinking of achieving goals. And they're actually, looking it up and kind of dabbling into the thing. Right, doing research. But then there's a level next to that, which is the ultra intelligent people, which are the people who are actually taking action. And they understand the action is more important than the research. More. You want to learn about getting in shape all day, but you're not even going to the gym. It's all pointless. You gotta spend less time learning, more time doing the thing. And this goes back to my other video about the concept of overthinking and how everyone is overthinking shit because they're not doing enough. You shouldn't even have the time to be overthinking. If you do, that means you don't do enough. That means you're stalling. You gotta occupy yourself with the daily habits that are gonna construct yourself towards the goal you want. And you gotta completely make yourself busy with this shit. You can't second guess the process. You gotta set a plan and you gotta do it. And you just can't overthink it. You can't be like in the middle of a workout and like overthink it. It's all a waste of fucking time. And in this life, I think the number one thing you gotta get good at is not wasting time. Honestly. You're just wasting your fucking life at that point. So to get to the conclusion of this video, which I'll be honest, this one felt kind of messy. I might be tripping, but to me this felt messy, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care. That's why I have this channel, because I'm just putting a raw video every day, no script, no judgment. Sometimes they're bangers, sometimes it's whatever. And in all honesty, I know every time it's gonna resonate with at least one person. One person's gonna like it. I'm doing it for you. For you. If you're that one person, I'm doing it for you. I don't give a fuck if other people don't like it. I don't give a fuck what anyone here is thinking about me. I couldn't give a shit. I almost get a thrill from the fact that I do these videos in public. It's almost like more fun for me. It's like more of a challenge, right? But yeah, that's to wrap up everything, to get back to the title of the video, which is basically you're avoiding the main thing for your goal. You need to sit down, think of what is it you want to achieve, and what's the next step. And then you do that next step today, not tomorrow. And don't overthink the process. I don't care if step 3 seems crazy. I don't care if the whole process seems crazy. I don't care if you don't believe you could do the whole thing. I don't think you can. Your brain can't fathom it. But your brain can fathom the next step. So just do the next step. Just do that. I promise you, through momentum, through auto-correction, through self-reflection, and through the confidence that you build on the journey, you can achieve the goal. But it's only caused through action, through the first step. So go ahead and take that first step. We'll talk soon. Peace out.